So just a quick note before we start, this thing sat on the shelf for about 4 months, and when I went to use it I found that it was dead. Did like a 5-minute diagnosis on it, stripped it down, and did a thermal cam on the board, and found that LPC chip was heating up, and I left it there. So let's get started where I picked up again. Alright, let's start by putting this thing into DFU mode and see what happens. Just a sanity check. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm gonna have to split this apart. Okay. Oh, I guess I didn't plug the battery in last time, but that's fine. Last time I worked on this thing, I identified this thing is getting very hot under the thermal cam. Let's double check that now. Right, so the board is already somewhat warm from when when it was plugged in earlier. So let's check with the USB cable. And that's ramping up. 85, 80, well, 90, 95 degrees Celsius. Over 100. Okay. I think that thing is definitely cooking itself. Let's do some testing. So, bad NXP chip or something else? We're back with the HackRF One. The chip is off. See? I took the chip off. Where's the chip? Here's the chip. Come on. Come on. So that's the one that was cooking itself. And it's off. And now I need to, it's not exactly clean, yeah, it's fine. I know it's not perfectly in focus, it's just something whack going on with my microscope and the camera, where if I focus one side nicely, then, well, either the left or the right side goes out of focus. So, whatever, deal with it. I'm probably going to change the lens anyway so I can just get a better viewing angle for everyone else. Because my view through the scope is more than what you can see. I can see the whole chip plus parts around it, and you can't. But that's fine. We'll do it side by side. Where's the new chip? There's a new one. This thing probably has to be programmed. Unsure about that. That's a problem for another day. Let's see which way it goes on. That way. Okay, so what we're going to do is tack a few corners and then drag solder this thing. Oh, fucking dogs. Those dogs really piss me off. They really, really do. Okay. Soldering iron activated. Let's see if we can do it without moving the chip. You bet. That's one leg. Okay. Okay. Maybe I should just do the other corners as insurance. Why not? Okay. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, let's maybe do the difficult edges first. Clean my tip. You always want a clean tip. And this is going to be a little bit tricky because I'm coming in from the back. Can we come in from the back? Oh, sure I can. We will inspect when we're done, but that looks fine. Next, this is 144 pins. Easy peasy. Clean that tip. And let's go. Beautiful. Another side. And let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful. And the last side. Would suck if I got all this done and it was the wrong way, hey? That would suck.
Huh? Give me some of that. Okay. A bit of an awkward one, this. Yeah. Now, let's clean it. I don't even know if that was a solder ball, just so tiny. Oh, look there. One didn't make it on. God, that is terrible. I'm so sorry. It's not that great for me either, actually. Oh man. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, they all look fine. Looking fine. What's that little scratch? Oh, it's a fiber. Looking fine. Looking fine. One tiny little solder ball between the first two pins. Can you see it? Right there by the mouse cursor. Not a problem. Looking fine. Looking fine. Should maybe mask that little piece. Not a big deal. Looking fine. Looking fine. We're good. Nice. So that's drag soldering the easy way, pretty quickly. If you want to see what solder and flux that was with, I'll show you. It was the cheap stuff. Amazon purchase. Like 10 or 15 or 50 or whatever for cheap. It works really well, actually. RS component solder. Solder. How much is this? Half a kilo? No? I think it's 250. Yes, 250 grams. And there we go. Let's take this to the computer and see if it detects it. Hope it does. turn that off, turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. Okay, it's getting plugged in now. LPC. Let me just see, we are getting some heat on the board, and it is 28 degrees on that LPC chip. So, sorry I don't have a thermal cam view for you, but 28.9 degrees on that chip. So it is working, kind of. Now it needs to be programmed. That's gonna be the next challenge. So this chip has now been replaced and this board has been cleaned. That's really the update here. I know it does look a little bit dirty around that chip, no big deal. But this is looking great. And the next step now is to program it. So let's see if I can do that and take you along for the ride. Now, I should be able to plug in this laptop. And might also be able to share what I see. Okay. So let's get some files open here. And a terminal. All right. I already have the. Can you see that? No, you can't. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this other cam real quick. That is Logitech. There we go. Alright, this HackRF folder, this is a clone from the Clifford Heath repository on GitHub, and that's because this isn't the normal HackRF. This is actually a Clifford Heath modded board. Just has some extra protection on it. I don't actually know if it's any different to the Great Scott Gadgets HackRF repository, but it is initially a clone from there. I don't know if it's up to date, but this is what I'm going to use for now. So I have already built the firmware, and I will probably make a video on that because it can be confusing for a new, someone that's never done it before, a newcomer to this. Oh, and by the way, this is Linux Mint that I'm using. I think 22 point something. But anyway, yeah, so I've already built this, and there's some of the files that we're going to use now. So let's get into that folder. That is HackRF, firmware, HackRF, USB, build. Alright, let me get a USB cable for this thing. And I'm just going to switch to the overhead quickly. I just need to show you what I'm doing. So because these chips are blank, at least these two, we're going to put this thing into DFU mode. So there's actually a DFU button on this thing. So we're just going to press the DFU button and plug in the USB cable. And we'll only get the 3v3 light. TX is like, some of them are like really half on, you know, barely, doesn't matter. So they're in DFU mode. I'm just going to put that to the side and I'm going to switch back to the other view. Alright, so we're in our build folder. First thing we need to do is DFU flash. So I'm just going to bring up my web browser and bring it over here so you can see what's happening. Let's go over to the HackRF docs. Firmware, updating firmware. And because these are new chips, we're going to do the DFU method. So we're already in DFU. I'm just going to copy this command. And let's go back to our terminal. So we're in the build folder. Let's paste that. DFU util device. Okay, so HackRF _1 _USB. In our compiled version, it's actually called HackRF _USB only. There's no one. So take that out. HackRF USB.dfu. That's completed. Now, let me just quickly switch cams again. I really need a Stream Deck. So what's happened now is we have some more lights. So it's like in a almost a functioning mode. So we'll put that there. Haven't done anything, we haven't rebooted anything. We're going to move straight on to, let me go back to this website and I'll show you. We're going to do the SPI flash. HackRF SPI flash. And let's copy that command. It's going to be slightly different. Build folder, that's fine. We're going to paste that. And our bin is called HackRF _USB. So we can take that out and go. And done. Now, next step, we're going to do the CPLD flash. So let's just back out. So cd space ... Let's change directory. Let's do that again and again. HackRF folder, that should be fine. Let's go to back to the website. And I think down below we have, here it is. updating the CPLD. I'm just going to copy that command. I mean, we could type this out. It's just quicker to copy it and modify it. So I've now backed out to just the HackRF folder. So let's go there. And let's drop this command. HackRF underscore CPLD JTAG. Firmware. So it starts in the firmware folder. So we are in the right directory then. So firmware, then it's going to go into CPLD, in SGPIO underscore IF, and then default, okay. And when we do this, it might change modes, in which I will just switch the cam and show you. So let's check. Yes, and it's changed modes. Let me change the cam view quickly. We now have LEDs 1, 2 and 3 blinking, which means the CPLD programming is successful. What we're going to do now, while we're on this view, now we're going to reboot it. So this is the first reboot. We have our 3v3, 1v8, RF light, and our USB light. And now let's go back to the last step, because this is actually a porta pack as well. And what I mean by that is, and we can probably just do it now, so let me unplug this. The porta pack, this by itself is the HackRF. So this can have its own case, doesn't have to have anything plugged into it, and this can work as a software-defined radio. Obviously there's your antenna, and everything works through software. But it can also be a portable unit, and that's what this one is. So here's the porta pack part of this. It's a porta pack H2 for the HackRF One. There is a new porta pack out, which is actually much better than this. Not much better, it just has a few improvements, like a different setup with the buttons, so we don't have this like D-pad style button layout here and this rotary wheel with the button. There's actually just like a jog wheel in the center, almost like the old iPods, with one click, I think. So that makes it quite nice. It neatens it up a bit. And then it's also got a switch for the power, like a hard on-off switch. It's just connected directly to the battery to disconnect it completely. And I'm wondering, maybe that's why this thing died. I mean, it was just sitting on the shelf probably for a few months. I mean, 3 months, maybe 4 months, I don't know. And I would take it, I think once during that time I took it down, or to charge it, just to make sure that it's, the battery's not completely flat. And I'm wondering if being connected to power, all the time, maybe played a part in it dying. I'm not sure, because I haven't seen this problem online where that LPC chip dies. Maybe it was just a dud from the start. I'm not sure. But anyway, so what we're going to do now is just put this back on. And then actually I don't have to put it on right now, but that's what we're going to do. Let's do the last part quick. Where's my USB cable? So we're plugging this thing back in. And because this is the porta pack version, we need to load that on as well. So let's back out. Okay, let's go and download it. Porter pack on GitHub. We're not going to clone the repository. I'm just going to download the release, and the latest is the 20th of December of 24. Wow, that's a lot of info. I'm going to go for the firmware, 4.38 megs. Okay, that's downloaded. I think we can minimize that. Here's our firmware. Let's extract this. I don't want to extract it there. Extract. Home. Let's just call this Mayhem. Create. Extract. Close. And close. Back there. We have our Mayhem folder. And we have some data in it. We want Porter pack Mayhem firmware. Alright, so we have plugged in the HackRF. Let's just go to that. We're going to use the same SPI flash command. We're just going to change to this bin file. So let's rename it. Copy the bin as well. Copy. Come back here. Paste. HackRF _ SPI flash minus right. Porter pack Mayhem firmware bin. Go. Error opening file. Oh no. Oh, maybe because I had it in the rename state. Let's try again. Porter pack Mayhem firmware. Nope. Maybe because I'm in the HackRF folder. Dum-dum. Dum-dum. You probably saw that, but I didn't. Now, let's try this. And there we go. Those are our 4 uploads. It is 4, right? Yeah. So now we can put it together. So let me switch cams quickly. Alright, so technically all done. Let's join these two together. I'm going to have to take them apart again, but let's just test it. Because I need to plug in the battery and the speaker. Okay. Let's see. Are we on the right view? We are. Okay. New chip. Everything I think has been done right. We don't need an antenna right now. Oh yes. Look at that. Now let me see if it still recognizes everything on the SD card. Let's unplug it. Plug that in. It's actually quite difficult to get to when it's in the case. And yes, it can. There is a big enough gap where it can fit Like if you're trying to put this card in the metal case, yes, you can actually put it to the side and it will fall down into the abyss and you will have to strip it to get it out. Ask me how I know. Okay, is it going to have my stuff on it? Ha! You bet. Sweet. Okay, one last test before we go forward. I just want to get my antenna. Let's see if we can pick up some signal. Let's go to scanner. Alright, well, speaker connected, but yeah, so looks like it locked on there. Okay. Let's see. Everything looks to be working fine. I just need to put everything together to be able to check, you know, a speaker maybe connected to a computer. Can I remember how to just get to a radio station? So 98.000. Oh yeah. Okay. She's back up and running. That's the weirdest thing with that that LPC chip dying. Okay. Cool. Alright, washer for the antenna nut. Tighten that nut a little bit. There we go. Let's put our knob on. Knob on. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm so happy this thing's working again. Alright, so we're going to do another video on the firmware compilation for this thing. And I think that's all. Then I'm done with this one.
I'm just happy it's running. I've been wondering if I should get the updated one. I mean, it has a few features that are nice. It also has USB-C, where this one's still micro USB. It's okay. What I should maybe do is just take this bottom cover off and put a piece of tape on the inside here, or maybe 3D print something that just plugs up these two holes, because I don't want any junk getting in there. But that's nice, because now it can stand, whereas before it would have to be like, or skew like, you know, because you've got these things protruding out the bottom. Okay, so that's fine. Those connectors are off, this thing's repaired, I'm happy. And we'll pick it up with the next repair.